This one is your intro.
What?
This one. You can see it now. I did the intro.
Oh, yeah. Hey, look, you're playing Dog Days.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 351 of Tenno Clock, when Loz actually realizes it's his job to do the intros, not Xeno's. Oh, well. Right, anyway, we are here to talk about Warframe. My name is MDRLOz, that is Xeno, and let's get started. We start, as we do every week, by looking at a couple of pretty emblems, which will now appear on screen. Howie? So, the Warframe part of the program obviously is still gone or whatever. There's no platinum to win here today, but we started this before we did platinum. We're going to keep doing it because I like looking at emblems, even though it's sometimes quite hard to find them. We've got Xeno's Find and Mine Find there. So both very good. I think they're both good, nice emblems. Which one do you want to give it to?
I want to give it to a draw because they're both shit.
Really?
Well, I mean, like, neither of them have anything particularly Warframey going for them. To me, they're about like they're just the same sort of thing. I do love
I'm happy that it's not another. It's a knife.
Is it a knife? I can't see. It's so
knife.
small. It's small.
I think it's
tiny.
a knife.
Hold on,
it's
let me.
Assailant, and it's like a knife in the back.
Oh, it is a knife. It is a knife.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of like that. At the same time, as you say, it's not Warframe related. But then I'm happy that we've got some emblems which aren't involving Lotus emblems, Tenno script, skulls. Because those are the most common things.
Can you bring your mic a bit closer?
I can. So yeah, I just give it a draw because there's some very nice emblems there. However, I was about to go into the speech, there's not. However, if you do go into the description of this video, you will find the questions or what we used to use for cards for this episode. We don't know what they are yet, but I'm sure they'll be there for you by the time you hear this. So please just click in the Google link in the description and answer some questions.
Yeah.
Right, let's move on to the dusting of the dojos.
Do you want to do what's currently happening in Warframe now, then?
Right, okay, yeah, well, actually, I think in general. So I'll start Dojo Dusting this week. So next week, I want us to try something different for, your regular fans of 10 o'clock. I do feel it takes us a long time to get to the topics, and we front load these with all this other stuff. So next week, what we're going to do is we're going to do Dojo Dusting and then go straight into the topics, and then we'll do all our normal graphs, Patreon questions, community responses after the topics. We're still only doing one topic at the moment because of what was that thing? Got to add to the end of every sentence because of COVID-19 or because of the coronavirus?
No, due to the pandemic. That was it. Due
to the pandemic. Due to the pandemic, we're still only going to do one topic. But when we move on back to the good old days, when we'll have guests and we'll have 3 topics, we still have it in all of our systems and timing things where there's 3 topics on the thing to do, but we only have one to talk about to keep the episode short. But so next week we're going to just swap it round and start doing topics first. If you like that, let us know. If you think you prefer all our rambling community stuff first, then let us know. But I just think maybe for new people getting into it, we need to talk more about Warframe straight away. And that's why also I want to talk about in Dojo Dusting a little bit more, not too much, is just go into the news of what's going on in Warframe at the moment. So as you can see on the video, we got Dog Days back, which was a really fun event from last year. Do give it a go because you get your hands on a Stratos emblem if you make it up to rank 4. If you don't know what that is, Stratos emblems were an amazing idea from DE where you get an armband with a Tenno number in it, and every time you get a new Stratos emblem, it keeps increasing that number. I don't know what the cap is. I've missed a few.
Was it a number or was it just...
It isn't. They're number based. The numbers
I know it was numerical based, but I didn't think it was like this is the number 1 or 3 or 12.
It's not Tenno script or anything, but it is a numbering system that it increases every time. So it is literally this is number 1, this is number 2, this is number 3. So you can look at it and work out what number it is based on that. So it is you could say it's a Tenno or Orokin numbering system. Who knows? It's just a number. It's a Stratos numbering system.
Goes to 39 apparently.
Right, I think I'm on like 35 or 36 or something. But anyway, you got to get those because they're actually really rare. This was supposed to be something for tactical alerts, and they come out quite rarely. So if you've never done before, make sure you pick that up. It's a really easy way to get your hands on a cool emblem for your shoulder. But anyway, Dog Days is really fun. What else is going on in Warframe at the moment? We've had Steel Path. It's still, I think, insert for consoles. I don't think by the time this comes out, it'll be there. But don't worry. I'm sure consoles will get Steel Path soon.
Also, Anaris Prime.
Anaris Prime? Yeah. Have you bought Anaris Prime?
Yeah. Because I'm a dirty, I don't know, gamer. Whale. Yes, I'm a dirty whale.
We are whales. The only thing I haven't seen, I picked it up on day one. What does it also comes with the Panthera Prime and the Chris Prime? I don't see what's special about these weapons though. I'm sure there is something I'm not realizing, but
I just bought it. I don't know if I can look at them.
Yeah, we don't know Warframe. How does this game work? But anyway, do look into that. There are some really cool things. He looks amazing. I've seen this from a lot of people in the community. I think he really needs a rework though. I didn't pick these memes, but there was a lot of jokey memes this week about a Nyros and not using abilities like other frames saying, "Oh, you have. Why do I only have 3 useful powers and you have 4? I only have 2 useful powers." And Nyros with like, "You guys have powers." So yeah.
I literally took a drink at the wrong time there.
And then lastly, obviously, for Warframe at the moment, because I don't want these to go too long, is don't forget that TennoCon is coming up soon. It's going to be, what's the date?
1st of August.
1st of August. So if you want to get access to it and you want to get your hands on some sweet t-shirts and badges, I need to do this myself. Yeah, do make sure you hit out the website, get yourself booked now. You don't want to miss out on that. It's going to be, I think this year's going to be really interesting. I really think this might be a game changer.
To be honest, I'm intrigued because like I order quite a bit of stuff from around the world and things, like including my Nendroids and stuff. And like all my orders from Japan are basically stockpiling because they can't ship anything to the UK.
Oh.
And I still haven't had my 7th anniversary t-shirt and pin yet. So, did you order one?
Nah, I didn't like it.
Okay, and I've
it also wasn't a hat, was it? It was a pin and a t-shirt.
I think it was a pin, t-shirt, and poster. I'm like, I don't want a poster.
Where's my hat?
Yeah, I know, no hat. And what was the? And then Joshua Minnick had actually sent me a tweet saying like that he had received the TennoCon 2020 t-shirt. I'm like, oh, they are actually shipping out this stuff. So I put my order in earlier this week, but I genuinely like don't know if I'll get it because, you know, is it going to be a similar situation like Japan where they're not shipping
internationally?
Yeah.
Right. Well, don't miss out on that. Do get it yourself. If you're going to buy it, get it soon.
We're not sponsored for this, by the way. Just putting that out there.
Play the camera a little bit.
It's a nice t-shirt though. I'm actually wearing the 2018 TennoCon t-shirt right now.
My God, you know, I should start wearing t-shirts for TennoCon ones and just rotate them. Anyway, let's move on. So that's it for Warframe in the news today. We're going to move on. This week, we're going to do it normal, so we're going straight into graphs.
Yay! Graph. It's graph.
Though, do let us know if you think this is useful. So let's look into the responses from the graphs question from last week. If you want, do remember pointing out now, go into the description of this video and you'll find a link to the questions for this week. We will go through the graphs like we do every week. So the first graph, Xeno.
Right, so I fucked this up. I royally fucked this up. So
I see now, yeah.
Yeah, so the first question was, how many planets have you completed? And it's supposed to be to do with Steel Path. And
I think a lot of people must have got this because I see a lot of 0.
Yeah, so there's 3%, so 11 to 5 and 9 planets completed are at 3%.
18?
Yeah, there are 18. No. There are 18 different nodes that you can do on the Steel Path.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like they're all there sort of thing. And so 18% of people said that they had done all the planets. Now, the problem with this is that there are console players that said, because I also collect the usernames and passwords. Platforms.
You're not Twitter, being hacked by Bitcoin miners.
Oh, that was weird. Usernames and platforms. And I saw that people on PlayStation 4 were saying that they'd already done all 18 planets. And then I realized my mistake. So, unfortunately, this data is kind of pointless. I'm really sorry I fucked this up. But
let's take away. There's a large amount of 0. So, Steel Path, a lot of people finish planets. I'm still only on, I think, 1 or... I'm on 2, I think.
Yeah,
I'm working my way through slowly, and I'm enjoying it, though, by the time we get to play it.
Yeah.
Right, let's move on to the next question.
So the next question was, what are your feelings on the price of Steel Path cosmetics? Right? So, 9% said positive, 30% said negative, and 58% said neutral / don't care. So, I think it's just a case of a price is a price.
Obviously, when we read into this, we can only look at the data we've got.
Yeah.
Positive is quite small. There's most of it is either a negative feeling, which is still quite big, 30%. There's a lot of negative people for it, and then most people just don't seem to care. Which is, silent majority is that Let's See D does react to this. Those people aren't probably going to reply. So it's interesting to see that. Though by the way, can I say I read all the comments from last episode? There was so much to go through. I won't be able to go over them, but I'm going to try and pick apart Pitt's things where I can. Just to point out, who was it here? I think it was JJ24 gave some really interesting points on. There was other people as well. I can't remember them. I'm sorry. JJ24 about getting steel essences, which by the way we're going to call steelies from now. Great name, JJ24. So steelies, pointing out, right? You can get them from Eidolons.
Yeah, 100%.
Right. The amount I'm getting is about 8 to 9 with a booster in a 50-minute night cycle. I've seen an account 32 with booster and Smeeta per night cycling only the Terror List. So,
but that is a level 100 Terror List as well, right? So that is a Steel Path Terror List.
But it's guaranteed drop.
Yeah.
And even if you just did one a night, you have a clear progression path to doing this.
Yeah.
So you can keep doing them, keep getting them, and you could get, as they say here, 100 steelies in about a 6-hour window. There you go. You've got all the cosmetics. And does point out, I think he put it in here, that it's kind of pointless now, because if there's this kind of crazy farming method where you can get, it should be like one off these Eidolons, not like piles of them. That if they add
no, it is one, but he's blitzing through it. He said X many in a 50-minute window, so he's doing the Terror List.
I've seen an account 32 per night cycle. Oh, and he's spamming Terror List. The players who are doing 6 times 3 Tridolons are getting 36. So let's try. Minimum per night. I don't know, but obviously there's people who farm these all the time. Yeah. They're gonna have hundreds by now, which is kind of crazy. Which means you can't really even add anything to the pool unless it costs hundreds now. Anyway,
well, they've added ephemeras, which are like 85 a piece.
Oh, okay. So maybe there we go. That's good. Then I guess that's gonna be. Maybe it is good. Maybe it is. Yeah. Let's move forward. Next one. Sorry.
All right. So the next one is
must move forward.
How many of the Steel Path cosmetic.
Steel Path.
Right.
This is the alternative version of the Steel Path. Not many people know about this.
I'm going to point out this was your spelling because I copy and pasted it from your questions. Anyway, so how many of the Steel Path cosmetics have you purchased? I knew it was spelled wrong somewhere, I just couldn't remember where.
Cosmetics, by the way, as well.
Cosmetics.
Cosmetics.
Yeah. 3% for chest and head, 6% for arms, and 88% for they haven't got any parts of it whatsoever. I certainly don't have any parts for it yet.
No.
All right. Then moving on to the fourth one. What types of additional rewards would you like to see in the Steel Path vendor? 28% said game-changing ones. 47%... Sorry, no, I should do this wrong. 25% said no additional rewards yet. 28% said game-changing ones. And 47% said non-game-changing ones. And I had a very big deliberation with Loz at the beginning of the week on how we could analyze this even further. Should I jump to that now, or should we talk about this quick?
Go for it.
Right. So
okay. I'll talk about this a little bit first because I saw some people talking about this. First of all, I do want to point out, so somebody put it in the comments. I'm going to find their name. I must find this name. Oh, Varley Clowen. If you poll questions me and a couple of viewers on console, we can't answer your questions yet. I do appreciate. We are sorry that we couldn't put an option for console players on this one. We ask these questions without even thinking. We try and be aware of console players. We don't forget you, but we missed on this one. Obviously, you haven't had the Steel Path yet. I'm sure we'll be asking some more questions about Steel Path when you guys have it, and then we can have a much better balanced view. But sorry about that one. We missed one. Yeah, we really shouldn't. We should remember on that content takes a few weeks to get to consoles first. Sorry about that. But also, so I don't want additional rewards. No, sorry, the game-changing ones. And obviously, that could include weapons, everything. I did see people saying, and also in the memes, that people would like to see built former in there, which I suppose is a game-changing one, but it probably, in my opinion, would be a fair reward that wouldn't be too much of a change.
I'd argue that's not game-changing because it's not exclusive to Because at the same time, you could say Kuva is game changing because you can
Yeah,
use
I
Kuva
would.
to. But like, I don't say that as a thing because it's dependent on how you use the resource. So if
Fair.
you,
I mean, it's interpretation of what I mean game changing. I mean, if it was game changing unique ones for Steel Path, or just game changing as in syncs. And I think I still count syncs as game changing ones. But okay. And then obviously non game changing ones, which has one there. And as you said earlier, you've added some ephemeras in there.
Yeah.
I think that sounds really cool. Anyway, you were going to move on to some analysis.
Right. So then the next thing is because of how I've now got the data coming in, I can actually collate. We've always wanted to do this, collate the data. And I wish Google Sheets had fecking Venn diagrams, right? But it doesn't.
Oh, yes. Yes.
So the idea was, like, how do people feel about the pricing of Steel Path cosmetics, right? And what kind of reward types do they want to see on Steel Path, right? So I'm going to point this out. We have negative and not negative. So positive and neutral / don't care are combined together because it's negative, not negative, right? And likewise, game changing and not game changing. Right.
So let's go through. So the top 2 bars we're looking at here are people who pick negative for how they feel about the rewards, yeah?
For the pricing, yes.
The pricing, and then what they would like to see. And there's a 50-50 split that 50% of the people who are negative on it want to see game-changing rewards, and 50% want to see non-game changing.
Exactly, right?
Right, and now we're looking at the bottom 2 lines, these are people who responded not negatively to Steel Path rewards.
Yes, so that's positive and neutral / don't care.
Right, so they're okay with it. They don't, clearly is massive on this one. They don't want to see game-changing rewards. Anyone who is positive on them now don't want to see additional game-changing ones. They want to see non-game-changing ones.
Yes. So
that is interesting. So this is there's another graph this week, and look at this. What is this? The math podcast.
Oh,
you guys love talking about your graphs. But this is the kind of deeper analysis that Xeno's always wanted to do with his cards. And I remember we did get a comment recently about people. Oh, your interpretations are so you can't think like that. It's like, well, now.
No, we can.
We've got graphception now. We're going another level.
Yeah.
So Xeno's able now to do these things. That's quite interesting. So you'll see you're now relating 2 questions we've asked to see the dynamics.
So the really interesting thing was that when I proposed this to Loz, the percent. So I can actually I can show you now. So 30% of the people that voted felt negative towards the pricing of Steel Path cosmetics. And looking at what additional reward types they want, 28% wanted game-changing ones. So my conclusion, because it was like 50-50, literally dead 50-50, my conclusion was that the people that are voting negative are also voting for game-changing ones. And then, speaking to Loz, put this graph together, and we found out that completely wrong.
But it's not as clear cut. So what you were expecting, like you see in the bottom 2 lines there, that was what you were kind of wanting to see in the very top one being 90%.
Yeah, and it was like
it's more complex than that.
Yeah,
go to another level.
Yeah, another level. Graphception, as Loz said. Right, so that's it for the graphs.
Podcast. We'll be looking at graphs followed by graphs and the interpretation of these graphs. Here is a graph.
Should we move on to the Patreon questions?
Yes. And that's my job.
Huh?
Do you want to write down the time?
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it.
I've got to minimize the thing. That's why. I'm like, where are they? It's like, okay, I'm underneath the stream here. Let's have a look here. There they are. Lovely jubbly. Put you back up. Right. Bear Winters. Hello, Bear. Will you miss having glitter in your beard this year?
No.
Nick Evans. Just going to skip over. Sorry. So Nick Evans. Xeno misses glitter like Anakin misses sand. Oh, please, someone give me a meme of Anakin with Xeno's face on it. I hate glitter. It's rough and coarse and gets everywhere.
Oh my god! I'll actually pose for that. I'll pose for that. Actually, on a random tangent.
I want to animate it.
On a random tangent, an Arbiters we did. We were talking about like the events at TennoCon and things like that, including what's the name of the escape rooms, right? Yeah. And Joey actually had some footage of the escape room we did last year. Was it last year or the year before? Which year did I have the glitter in? Was it last year?
No.
It was 20 years. You sure?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it was.
It was 2 years ago, was it?
Because I remember Hydroxate was doing it in the morning.
Whenever we did it. So basically, Joey took footage.
He came over especially to do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Hydroxate. I don't fucking trust myself. Anyway, so Joey had footage of the escape room, and if people are careful enough, they'll actually see my beard is twinkling. Right?
Lovely.
It actually twinkles as I move around the room, and yeah, so that's the only footage in existence of Glitterbeard.
Nick Evans also asks, this year is 2035. The new war has been released. Its last episodic content drop. There are now 100 Warframes and 80 Primes. DU released faction-based mounts for exploring the open landscapes of Pluto, such as Sudoku, mowers with arms, and cloned Til Rigor. How many times till TTL and FFS have been re-recorded to suit tileset upgrades?
Fucking asshole. I know you, Nick Evans.
So Xeno is redoing TTL because he lost the original tile for it. Maybe we should just rewrite FFS as well. Restart it again.
Potentially. I mean, one of the I actually messaged Pablo before we were recording and things, and I asked him, like, is there any chance to I'm actually gonna link you the chain right now. I asked him if there's any chance we could actually get hotkeys for what's it called, emotes, you know, the emote wheel sort of thing. And,
yeah.
And someone turned around and said, you can already assign your own keys to the emotes. And I'm like, what? You can? To which I've linked it to you so you can actually have a quick look.
I'm like, why didn't you ask me? I know you can do that.
I don't know. I'm a spoon, and Iron Jesus turned around and said, like, yeah, you can scroll down. Here's the list, and I replied with, "Thank you, Pablo, you legend, and also thank you, Iron Jesus, for pointing out how much of a moron I am." Pablo replied with, "I literally did nothing."
Sick burn, Pablo. Sick burn.
Can
we have that in the description, please? A link to that so everyone could laugh at Xeno's failure.
I'll put it as community response number 7. Sorry, community.
Nick Evans, moving on, says while the face rig. Oh, sorry. What's that? Is that you need the emotes for doing TTL re-recordings? Is that to speed things up?
Yes.
Right. So, how many times will it be re-recorded on tileset upgrades?
The hope is not at all. The problem is that the 6th episode has quite a big thing, and it's the whole behemoth scenario, but like we can't replicate it. We can't continue recording that footage at all because the environment's 100% different. Also, the lighting's different, and also I sat down with Nick Evans last weekend to review the gameplay things. One, my audio needs more of an effect on it because it just sounds like me talking, whereas Joey and Crash have cool effects on them. And two, it's too much shot reverse shot, and it's like.
New TTL coming soon. Check out Xeno's probably going to do a vlog at some point explaining it. But do look in the channel go to Xenogelion's channel, because obviously this is on 10 o'clock channel now, and you might find there. Go watch Frame Squad, do watch TTL. We put a lot of effort into those, and they're really cool. A lot of people love them. Wish we could make more, but I'm sure we'll get around to it at some point.
Yep.
Nick Evans also says, while the face rig joke has been done to death, how likely is it 10 o'clock will be recorded in a green screen fashion to have Xeno and Loz sitting together at different interesting locations?
Do I really have to buy a green screen and some lights? Oh my god, is this what you were talking about earlier?
I'm going to do this. And see if I can do things. It's going to be great if it works. But I don't think it's quite that, but you'll see. You'll see. If it works. It was so close to working, but things didn't have eyeballs and apparently left thumbs, but we'll see if we can... We'll see. I'm just going to say we'll see on that one, Nick Evans. Oh, if it works.
Wait, have you... Anyway, oh my god, have you face-rigged Warframes?
I'm not going to say. No, I haven't. No, face-rig. I haven't face-rigged... the face-rig is rubbish.
Okay.
Face-rig is a pile of rubbish.
Okay, is there something better than face-rig? Please tell me there's something.
There are better things.
Okay, cool.
We're going to see. Anyway.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
I'm not saying. Anyway, we'll see.
Thank you, Nick Evans. I was trying to work that out earlier.
This close to getting work.
Okay.
Anyway, also, I'm just going to do something, and maybe.
Okay, let's just keep going.
Maybe. Anyway, moving on. Osadax, if you could pick any time, anywhere for the man in the wall to pop out, where would you want them to appear to give the player the biggest scare?
In an actual mission.
I love it.
In an actual mission, right?
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would, like
behind
a door, behind a
like,
door. The door opens.
In the distance, door's open, and he's just standing there.
Yeah.
And then the door closes, and he's gone. It's just like, oh, that would be so. Or outside windows as well. Like, you're on a grenade tile set, you look out the window, it's just there. And then you look away, and he's back
tile set.
Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Oh, could you if he was on one of the terminals?
Yeah. Yeah, D, you know you want to do it.
Do you feel bad for killing non-combatant grenade drudges?
Who's asking the question?
Osadax again.
Okay.
Do you feel bad for killing non-combatant grenade drudges? Should there...
Oop. Loz is frozen. Is the sign of the end times? Is Loz going to come back? Earth to Loz. Dog days to Loz. Kayla de Thame wants you to, like, he's really properly frozen. Like, he's not going anywhere. Like, I could give him a call, see if he comes back. I don't think it's my internet. My internet seems fine. Let's give him a call. Oh, he's gone. He's gone. We've lost him, and you can see some of the stuff I sent him. Oop. My screen's gone. Why is my screen gone? Oh. Are we for real? Ugh. Hey.
Right. Write that down.
I think
so.
Yeah,
we might have disappeared there for a sec. Sorry, while recording, Discord just disappeared and destroyed itself, so we had to stop for a bit. We're back again, and I pretty much know we are. I've wrote down the time for that, so we're back. We've just travelled through time and space.
Sorry.
We were talking about Osadax. Do you feel bad for killing non-combatant grenade drudges? Should there be new maps with more civilians that we need to avoid killing? Yes, there definitely should be. I like seeing that kind of thing. You also get things which are really great. People might not appreciate it on the new Corpus tile set. Sometimes you'll actually walk into a room and the Corpus will be interacting with the terminal or just sitting around doing very ordinary things. I think this is amazing when I saw it in game. I'm going to keep saying as it is because I don't want my mobs that I'm killing to just be mobs that are literally walking up and down with their guns ready for fighting. They need to be doing things. That need to be a real world. And I would take I think I would have done my hat off.
I want to quickly touch base on these corpus. Just want to check: are these the corpus that are sat inside the cubicles, or are these corpus that are?
No, these are mobs. Crewmen? These are mobs that you'll fight, right? And they're like, there's one of them. There's like a computer terminal which connects to their head, and it goes like, and they walk away from it. And there's other ones which are like just sitting on a box, and they'll get up and they'll try and shoot you.
Right.
Not the ones in the locks in the terminals. You can't really do anything with them. They're non-combatants. Those are great as well. I would like to see ones around in the map as well, but what can you do?
I kind of wish those ones weren't in the bloody capture tiles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. Drugel says, what do you think about putting Requiem mods in the Syndicate offerings?
I'm down for that.
Maybe you could ask DE for a toggle on them.
What? For the corpus and the capture tiles?
The capture tile, yeah.
That's fine.
Do you think engagement might help YouTube promote... Oh, sorry, what did you say about the Requiem mods and Syndicates?
Yeah, they should.
Okay. Do you think engagement might help YouTube promote these episodes more if we commented on each other's comments?
Probably. I mean, it's hard to tell.
But I don't think you should. Don't go out your way to start trying to game the algorithm. Anyone who puts a comment on this video, it will always get read. So do feel free to put time and effort into it. I don't feel like gaming it's going to be good. If you see someone else has put a post and you think, hey, I want to reply to that, do that. But I don't think we should all start replying to each other in reply threads in the comments of a video just to try and game the algorithm.
I mean, the episodes are technically doing better than when they were on the main channel, but there's always this sheer drop at the beginning of every episode. So one of the things that you'll notice at the start of this episode is that it will now be renamed to Warframe Podcast 10 o'clock, because I'm just trying to, like, I don't know, maybe reduce the sheer number of people just clicking on the video, discovering, oh, this is a podcast, and then clicking off. Because we haven't got a clue what is causing it, but we do know it's better on this channel than on the last one, on the main one.
Oh, well. Right, that's it for the Patreon questions. Let us move on to the computer responses. There was an amazing amount of good comments and discussions in the thing from last week, and I'm going to put it out there again and say that if you put a comment, I will read it, and I always read every comment before we start the next recording. However, some of them were so awesome and so massive, I did read them, but I can't really list them here again. So first of all, I just want to say to Super Spanner, JJ24, and Captain Paxo, thank you very much for your in-depth descriptions on Endgame and things. Some of them are really interesting, and I've saved some quotes and things and made me think, but I can't obviously go through all of them. So I'll just go through what I can quickly. Anarchy Gaming, I already completed all the planets, barely got any seal essence to drop. Now, not counting guaranteed ones from completed planets, I don't even have half for 10k Kuva, and the drop rate and the prices are very unbalanced, in my opinion. So I think Steelies, that's what I call them, it's very hit and miss. I think just through normal play you don't see them, but I've seen some things on Reddit where people are doing like 3-hour survivals and getting like
2 hours and 12 minutes and 93.
Yeah, and as I've seen more of those, there's been more just that one now. And then there's obviously ways to get them through eidolons and using smeeters and boosters. So I think if you really want to get a big pile of them to do things, you have to find the loot caves for them and go for them. You can't just get them through a lot through normal play. There's also ribbon.
Should boosters be allowed to affect every resource, or should things like steelies be immune to boosters?
I think it should be all, because otherwise you're going to have to start putting we have to put descriptors on the booster page saying this will not affect the following drops. It's a bit, it's confusing. You paid real money, you should get increased drop chance, Or some people have, or at least platinum's been paid.
Yeah.
So, do you want to take a few things from these points? I think from JJ24. Oh, I thought this is interesting. It's too late to add any power progression. I think this is in regard to Steel Path. There is a really good farm. People running 6x3 Tridolons have hundreds of steel lessons by now. I'm also really against the power progression for the sake of it. I'm afraid the Steel Path will allow justification for even stronger weapons from DE, which really irks me. Players are addicted to the power progression. I don't want to see power creep, especially when there is a really large gap between certain playstyles. I'm sure you will see posts about how primary weapons suck and melee weapons are too strong. The thing is, it's a constant cycle. You go back a few years and melee weapons were a joke.
Yeah,
they're literally, we had sword loan as like a path, and it was this is a way to play, and it was abysmal. Melee weapons were a complete joke, and you could just get any pistol, just stick serration, and you do more. There's a bit extreme, but you'd find more from just shooting things than doing melee. Now melee are in the spotlight, and maybe they're too good, but I think it's not melee weapons themselves per se. I think it's melee weapons and abilities that are using melee weapons and rivens. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Majoga. Regarding endgame, it usually refers to the hardest challenging content currently in the game that usually requires an insane amount of farming and sometimes even weekly lockouts on loot. Most common in MMO scenarios that continue to receive updates, expansions. This type of endgame doesn't exist in finished games. That is just normal, the end of the game. Warframe doesn't have this since most of the content has little to no challenge and can be farmed without having limits in place. And it's just like, I don't like this description of endgame because it's the hardest challenging content currently in the game. This is how endgame is a term we need to do away with. We need to stop asking for it and stop describing we need endgame. Where's the endgame? It just doesn't. What you want is, as you put there, you want high level challenging content, not endgame, because it's just vague. It's like, oh, it's this, that, it's the end of the game. It's this. Red Sky 33. Thank you very much.
I want to jump back on that. I think just to clarify. So who was the writer of the post?
Majoga.
Right. So Majoga was saying like, calling it endgame is fine. Loz is not in favor of calling it endgame. He prefers to call it, well, I prefer to call it top level content as well, right?
I also don't like Warframe doesn't have this since most content has little to no challenge.
Right, and that is potentially the problem, right? So, people want the challenge. I'm finding Steel Path challenging, but that's because I'm a scrub, right? I'm not going to dismiss this. But I find it challenging, so does that not make it endgame for me? Whereas if you're finding it not challenging, then is it not endgame for you? I mean, you can't look at it on a.
But I don't. But if we can look at Steel Path like that and say about this challenging thing, just saying like that, break it down like that, then So Endgame has been produced for some players, but not for all.
Exactly. That's
then,
not.
Then has Endgame been produced at all? It's such a ridiculous
you can't
term.
have a definition on a subjective point of view, right?
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
So for example,
subjectivity versus objectivity. Very good. Very good.
So if you got a definition, for example, data mining, right? The data mining that everyone called that was happening.
This is bad definitions, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that was happening with Warframe a couple of years ago. That was down to the attempt at saying that what was being done with the hacking and giving of Excalibur Umbra before the Sacrifice Quest was even out, that was trying to justify it. Like, oh yeah, it's fine, it's just data mining. It's like, that's not what data mining is in the scientific term, right?
Okay, yes. Yeah. So what your point is, we should, and again, I think you're saying we shouldn't be using the term endgame, because if we're having a debate where everyone in the conversation doesn't have the same definition of what that word means or understanding, it becomes hard to even, you're having an incorrect discussion.
Exactly.
Because in terms of it, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, Red Sky 33, Division, and I assume Division 2 has an endgame, which has replayable raids, PvP, PvE content, which are high level, requires meta builds to be done efficiently, and some randomness to keep them interesting, and are rewarding parts of the meta builds. That's a fair point, but I think
Division 2 getting any new content?
Yeah, I think Division 2 is still getting content. So Division 1, definitely there is, you could say there is endgame content, because that's the best stuff in the game, and that's when endgame is ridiculous. However, actually, the other reason I put this in here is I think I know what we need for Warframe for high-level challenging content.
Okay.
Because Trials, I think, was the first attempt at an endgame, but they broke because it was having 8 players in.
Yeah.
Right. 5-player raids.
5-player? Okay.
Yes. I don't know if you know this is how the game works. The game is still set up to have 5 players in a mission. Every mission can have 5 players in it.
Every mission can actually have 8.
No, every mission can have 5 players in it. Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, but that caused bugs and things. That's what happened with the Trials, yeah? But every mission on the star chart is currently set up to have 5 players in it. And with no bugs.
Okay.
Do you know what proves that?
No.
Stalker.
Fair. Yeah.
I was told many years ago that every mission, that's how it works, is that the game is set up to allow for a 5th player. So, if DE actually, I think they can sneak into a mission invisibly as well. I think that's what it also works for. So the game is set up to allow 5 players in. So
oh, what the hell? And we're back. We're back again. God, I hope Discord doesn't. Yeah, right. Apologies, everyone.
Normally at this point we'd probably say we're going to record it tomorrow, but because of the pandemic, we can't really afford to record it tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we have to keep soldiering on with this. Hopefully Discord won't die again. Right. What was I talking about? I was saying, raids. Make them 5-player raids, because they can already do that with the systems in the game.
The thing that I really want, maybe start with that, but the thing I really want is Trials with Squad Link. I think that's the best way to do it, because I don't think platforms like the Switch or the consoles can handle having... I remember, oh god, what was it? Mirage having to be reworked so only 2 of the 4... Is it Hall of Mirrors? The clones of Mirage were actually doing any damage because they were grinding PlayStation 4s to a halt. Or she was, sorry. And I can easily envision if you had 8 players on a Switch, goodbye Switch. Your Switch is now a puddle on the floor. It is now the T-1000 from Terminator. Except for it ain't coming back. It all melted stuff.
I think you've got a good point with that. I think that's actually a good way to give us the
trial-based stuff.
What they showed. Not only that, to give us the trials, give us the, but that would actually be a full realization of the squad link that we were shown at TennoCon.
Yeah,
definitely. I think that's a good thing on it. Anyway, what was the next? We were still on Patreon questions, I think. No, we weren't.
Yeah.
We were in.
Weren't we? No, community responses. God, this is most. I think this was taking us.
Faber.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually, I haven't even been on this for some minutes, but it feels like an hour. I think it has been. Faber, since I play a lot of Destiny and Warframe, it's very clear to me that Warframe is missing an endgame and that raids or dungeon are the best way to address those. Same as pretty much what we're saying.
Yep.
The raids in Destiny are some of the best PvE activities I've ever played in a multiplayer game. We really need to talk to Zale, and we need to have a go about this so that we can give an example and be more understanding of this. We have to do this at some point, Des, and we can.
Can I be drunk?
Yes, we can drink. All right. That's surprising from you, but yeah, we can do that. Right, Majoga, is that the favorite? Majoga, Lure Boss. Oh, I love this idea from two people. So Majoga and Nazar took on this one. Lure Boss should be in the Sea of Tranquility. It'd be a giant version of the Golden Maw that we fight in the War Within. And then Nazar added, love the idea of a Golden Maw fight. Maybe it's in protecting something else, so we have to weaken the Maw, then use transference to take control of it to attack the actual boss. Kind of like the Roper List. I like that. I mean, I know that we're going to see those kind of giant Golden Maws in whatever the Deviri Paradox is, but I kind of would love to fight one of those on the moon in a big crater.
just to double check, Deathwing fight, yeah? Golden Maw Deathwing fight.
I'd say more Shadow of the Colossus, but you've probably not played that game.
Okay. No, I mean, like, you know, the Deathwing fight has multiple phases. One of the phases is you're on it.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's Shadow of the Colossus sort of thing, but broken by stages. Yes, anyway. Oh, Relix, to clarify my comment on the previous video, Xeno was complaining that people want rewards for doing content and claimed that the content itself should be reward enough.
Yes.
Several videos before, Xeno also claimed that the reason he doesn't do sorties is because the reward wasn't good enough. As such, his newer comment and his previous comment were directly contradicting each other.
I do
Captain
not...
Paxter backs you up and says those totally are not contradictory statements. One is the content should be the reward, and the other is this content does not have a reward, which essentially means the content itself is not the reward, and the rewards that are given are not worth his time. I don't even agree that sorties aren't worth doing. I still quite enjoy them, but these statements do not contradict each other.
Thank you, Captain Paxo. Yes, that is pretty much what I was trying
to say.
Good
job, Captain Paxo.
Like, people say that... No, just to elaborate a little bit further, people say that they enjoy doing arbitrations more than they do ESO. That is still a reward in and of itself, a reward that I do not appreciate. I do not like doing arbitrations, regardless of whether or not I did 70 fucking runs and getting a Exless adapter eventually. Sorry, Exless former.
Yes.
Red.
I've already said this one, but yeah. Varley Colon, for your poll questions, me, a couple of years on console, so we can't answer some of your questions. Very sorry about this. We will do better in the future, and it does happen when maybe we should weave in. Maybe we should weave it in, so we just always try and think about if we do, we have to think consoles, players, just even give you option. I'm on console, haven't got it yet. That should be an option. We should, because we have a limit on the amount of responses we can give for these questions.
No,
right. So we need to put that in. So thank you very much for that. There were two last ones quickly. There will be pain. Oh god, they read my Ritalin comment out. Sorry guys, I'm trying new medication. It's making me manic and disjointed. These comments could have been better written and explained. Don't worry, there will be pain. I will always read comments out, and I will always at least read them, even if I don't talk about them. So doesn't matter what situation. I always like a good read. So give me some comments.
Did we talk about it?
Yes, I can't remember what it was. I could probably scroll down.
Was it the one we didn't understand?
Oh, actually, no. It was the one where trying to guess voter intentions based on the amount of votes is kind of fucked up. Guys.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, it's kind of fucked, guys. Yeah, just let it out. We can take it.
But we're learning. And we're doing in-depth analysis now. We're doing graphception.
And the last point about... Sorry, don't tap the thing. Is to do with the... Lisettes. You remember that Lisette question with air support charges? From Jeremiah Levergreen, my air support choice would be the Macross jet fighter YF-19, ported straight in as in. Then Warframe is realised, yes.
It's just the one where I wanted the Jafar... like puddle jumper thing, didn't I?
Yeah. Yes, I love Macross planes and the. Oh god, do you know much about them? If
no.
So, quickly.
All I know is space cancer is cured by singing.
Yes, it is. That is very important to know. But I love the design of the YF-19. Some of the planes, they do that sort of like most of the planes have the sort of 80s look, but they find a good image.
Is it because it's done from the 80s?
No, but it's jet design, and it's just really awesome. I'll just show you a YF-19 in there. Can you look at that?
Yeah.
Don't know if you can. There we go. I just love the forward swept wings. It's just
yeah.
Macross, and it was Robotech for me when I was a kid. Loved it. Anyway, don't fangasm with this. We need to move on. So yes.
Gross.
Oh god, it's just Robotech is one favorite thing. It's just like these planes are so awesome. I grew up on an airfield as well, so planes, oh my god. But I don't think that would fit into Warframe. But I would love a forward wing swept design. It's not. I was watching something about how it's not the great aerodynamically, or it means something different, but it just looks so cool having the forward wings. I just love it. So badass, man. Right. Anyway. Stop. Move on.
We're on to topics now.
We are on to whatever is next on the list.
Topic,
which I seem to have lost which window that's in, probably.
Sure, it's a topic.
I think maybe it could be.
So, moving on to the topic with Discord to Electric Boogaloo has been concluded. So the topic for this week, apparently trying to farm Steel Essence will get you trade banned.
Huh?
Pourquoi? What? Pourquoi?
Okay, another comment from the lovely Reddit.
Okay, so there's actually an image to go with this on Imgur. So where is the proof of this? I don't see proof of this. Where?
The second image, they've got 110 Steel Essence.
Okay, so where's the proof of trade ban?
Right, well, let's read it and maybe it'll explain.
Long missions are a must for farming Steel Essence, as you have to wait at least 30 minutes for XMI to spawn sufficiently. For security reasons, players that have abnormal mission results getting restricted for trading for 2 weeks. I had a drop chance booster plus normal booster active. What's a normal booster? And
I think that means the other drop booster is in the two.
Okay. So drop chance and drop quantity. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And if I counted correctly, I got 8 affinity buffs, which is slightly below the average.
Affinity buffs?
Affinity. If you math it,
do they mean focus orb buffs?
I don't know.
I'll go read the original.
If you math it out, you're supposed to get a buff every 10 minutes on average. Please take a good look at the system that you've set up, because it's not even funny anymore at this point. It's just simply annoying to constantly have to deal with this.
So I'm just looking at the images they've given. They weren't leveling any of their gear. It doesn't, unless this is time. It doesn't show the leveling bar. It's just a max rank on everything. Yeah. So I'm not sure if that was an issue there. They only had their Chronon Pine and their Imperative Vandal with them.
What?
The person itself didn't even actually do that much. It seems to be that if you look at it, someone whose name is blacked out killed 18,800. They didn't kill anything. They killed about 31 things. However, for being in the game for 1 hour 37, they received 22 Riven Slithers and 110 Steel Essence. What did you need?
So this is clearly a
10. Wow. Okay.
How? God, what? Like a loot cave? There we go. It's clearly a loot cave. Someone was doing the bulk of the work. AFK farm.
Whoa! 3 condition overloads. Wow, that's amazing.
I don't know if anyone in the comments would also agree, but well, heck, someone actually puts a reply: 3 condition overloads in less than 2 hours.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking here is that there seems to be. Obviously, there's a new resource input in the game, and DE obviously expected it to get people to get X amount in X time. People have worked out the loot cave for it, and they've found it, and they're abusing it because it's there in the game, and then bans are happening because of it.
But again,
seems to be
like
the story here.
This is one side of a story. Like, we can see the 2 pics of, like, I don't get the point of that first picture in this Imgur thing. They're also using Necros as well, so they're doing Desecration farm. But like,
well, that's the thing. If they scroll down the left hand side but not the right hand side, the first image I don't even understand why they're showing it. Just the only difference is the time in the mission. Oh, is that?
Is it 2 separate missions?
No, the
Same mission.
The top left in the on the first image, the top time 1 hour 30 minutes 45 seconds. I can't remember what that means. The first item reward.
So where was this done?
Yeah, that. I can't
What's
remember
that symbol?
That symbol's for. Yeah, it's one of the. Oh,
is it arbitration?
Maybe. Arbitration.
I don't know what mission type would give that. I mean, I probably know it if we go over it.
Yeah, exactly. Same. Yeah.
But like, I don't ever pay attention to that. What mission type? So it's definitely not ESO because they don't drop resources.
It's also time based.
Isn't
that's that whatever the reward that is, it's time.
It screams to me arbitrations.
Doesn't seem to be listing. Trying to find arbitration symbols. I don't think it's arbitration.
Can you do? It says Arcwing as well. Is it an Arcwing mission type? Because
look at that timer representing. It's a reward item and it's listing time.
No, but if you're looking at the equipment used, it's Itzel, Imperative Andal. Like there's no here's your gun or whatever. There's no primary weapon unless they just didn't take one. Yeah. Did they just take the Cronin?
I think so.
Ah, damn.
Search for. Oh, it's these are the mission results for a 1 hour and 30-minute mission on Ophelia.
What's Ophelia?
Is that just a survival symbol? That's not the survival symbol, is it?
Being but why would just? So wait, they took 7 minutes to start the. No, they can't do because it automatically starts after 3 minutes.
Ophelia is a survival on the Grineer Sea Lab. So obviously that's why it's giving Arcwing, because it's Sharkwing is what it's giving the. That's what's popping up on that. And that's so it's just survival, and that's the reward is the time. That doesn't remind me that maybe I just it's one of these things that you see.
Why is it a 7-minute start? Because I remember they changed it. There's the whole reason why we got.
So the timer is the reward time, but if they ran out of oxygen and they're still in the mission, the mission time still increases.
Good point. Thank you. We get there eventually, people.
We know some things. We can figure some things out, even though we don't want survival symbol looks like.
But again, I mean, like, we don't fucking, look at it, do we?
Yeah, but I don't. Maybe that's why is that they're showing what the actual length of the mission was active for, because once you run out of life support, the mission becomes inactive, kind of thing. So maybe that's why the first image is just showing, how long they're actually doing the mission for. So there you go. There's your reason. We get there in the end, guys and gals.
But the issue I have with this is the fact that there is no proof that they are trade banned. Right? There is no.
Yeah, I don't get that.
There is nothing showing trade chat saying you are banned from trade chat. There is no email correspondence. There is no in-game message. I don't even know how the game tells you are trade banned or you are trade locked out for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I'm again, like, I have to put my tinfoil hat on this because I've only got the proof that, hey, we have farmed this much steel essence. Cool, thumbs up, good for you. But, unless you're going to give me evidence for both sides of this, I can't believe the full story. But let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's believe that they have been like temporary banned for 2 weeks for doing this, like as a result of this happening. Again, like there has to be some serious super suspicious activity on the actual mission or the account or whatever to suspect that this person is like banned. I mean, like if you're careful enough, you can actually see in the top right hand corner of the mission, this person
I was
has
about to cover that for you.
1
Apparently, that is
billion.
listed.
Huh?
Yeah, they explain that.
Well,
they explain the
billion
credits where they
credits.
get that from.
Yeah, they got 1 billion credits. Okay, fine. You know, don't spend any money. Like you cannot spend any credits on this game. I'm pretty sure. And then the platinum, they have 178. Now I know that Frozen Balls, he has like in the 100,000s of platinum, right? And
Really?
yeah,
Wow.
I'm pretty sure he's told me that he's earned all of that through the prime trading and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I can quite happily believe that those numbers are real. But it's just like...
Profit takers, apparently, how they farmed up those credits.
Oh, fair enough. But it just feels really... Okay. Benefit of the doubt. Take off the tinfoil hat. This has happened to them.
Yep.
Is it the end of the world? They have 110 steelies.
Yep.
Right? So they can easily afford the entirety of the operator cosmetics. They can't afford the 2 new ephemeras as well. But what do they lose out on with the trade stuff? Right?
Now, just to point out, I mean, I'm going to give the benefit now and believe them. However, as you've pointed out, we don't have a indication of what, even like, this is what it looks like when I attempt to trade, I get this message. They may actually be being banned in trade for some other reason.
Yep. But we
don't. I just want to point out we don't have a definitive link. Just because
Yeah.
they're happening at the same time doesn't mean they're linked. So it might be that there's some other reason. Maybe they traded something to another player, and then that player reported a bad trade, and then they've just been carried on because the thing they traded was traded to someone else after they had it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
It could be that. We don't know. There's a link between it. I think there is. Just want to have a quick look through. What's this? Same vibe, same though. What's this? There's another post. This one just did a lot of killing. I don't think that's the same thing. So we don't know if actually this is the instance that got them trade banned. And as you said, they're not pasting the message of what they did to get the ban. But at the same time, I'm going to give them benefit of the doubt that this is whatever the reason it is that's getting the trade banned. Here's another post on Reddit saying, be careful running long missions if you get 100. Yep, this is... I suspect the trade ban limit is 100 essence gained from a mission because I got trained bad for this run while my teammate with no booster and Smeeta didn't, he was on 94 essence. I've done other similar runs and lowest amount I've been verified to trade ban a teammate has been 104 essence.
Is it something that is just on Steel Essence, or do other resources...
It might be an automatic one, yeah. Someone says, interesting, this has been happening since before Steel Path, though, so I wonder what else triggers the anti-cheat. So it might actually be some sort of safety anti-cheat measure. Maybe it's even just DE system putting in a careful check to check maybe this player is hacking to stop them. Especially, it might actually be maybe the Steel Essence is triggering it, but it could be put in by DE to stop people getting 100,000 Riven splinters, producing a mad amount of Rivens instantly through hacking the game and then trading them. So, and even though it might be to protect, because those are tradable, I don't believe Steelies are tradable. But the Steelies are triggering it because it is listed as a rare resource. So if a player gets a cutoff threshold of this resource, it's like, oh, that's a rare resource that's being produced in levels the game says I don't think I should be seeing. So it goes right, brings in that, but it's actually to stop them, so that then they can be added to a list, and when a person can look at the list and say, okay, well, what happened here? It's just as a check.
Yeah.
It could be happening because of that.
I would believe that. I don't think anyone here believes that someone is going, "Arr, I have been alerted that so-and-so has gotten 100 steelies. Now I shall temporarily ban them on traitor."
Arr.
Yar.
These hard-working Tenno playing my game seem to be enjoying it too much.
Yar.
Will now ruin their day. Yar.
Yeah, I can't imagine that. I think it's clearly a safety feature. And I imagine it's in place for, like, so 100 was the estimate. They put it in for that. And then, but what happens, like, an inch or a mile, it still triggers. So imagine, like this was put in place in case someone turns around and is like, I have 10,000 steelies.
Yes, yeah. Let's say somebody hacks the game and finds a way to inject, I have received 100,000 of this resource, and the game goes, wait a minute, I didn't ever expect you to achieve that.
Yeah. So I imagine that sort of thing exists for that, because then they would actually have 2 weeks is enough time for them to investigate it, hopefully, as long as they have the studio resource. But
because if, say, it is something which is tradable, let's say like Riven Splinters, and they don't put this banned place, and then somebody hacks the game, gives themselves 500 Rivens, and then before it gets picked up by the system and says, hey, do you want to have a look at this? That person then goes and trades it to a big part of people, and those Rivens get traded again and again. Can D really go and undo all those transactions and give people all their platinum back, which they paid real money for? Not really. So I think they just are falling foul of an anti-cheat, I think.
So I think the big thing here is that DE assumed that 100 steelies was like, I would say they would assume it would be well beyond the expectations.
They were probably like, what's the most a player can get? Oh, these are really low drop chance. Probably like 10 in a mission. Oh, yeah, 10. So let's set this at 100. Yeah, 100 would be an outlier. We wouldn't want to see anyone getting 100. And then obviously players have gone beyond what DE thought, which is a common thing. I mean, my favorite thing is I remember the Arid Fear event. This is years ago, so this is how the Warframe community always is. And Scott was saying, oh, yeah, this event, it's going to take like a week. I think he also said players might not even finish it.
Yeah.
Came out on Friday, finished on Sunday.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
I didn't even finish it, did I?
Yeah, I don't think you even got yours done in time.
Because I remember... Like, obviously, I don't even know if 10 o'clock didn't exist at that point, did it? So there was only a few of us that were actually playing Warframe at the time. And I remember that we had a player that was really keen on getting it all done. And I gave up the opportunity to do it so that they could get all three of the reward, or all three sets of the rewards. And I was like, yeah, you just do it, sort of thing. And then... mostly because they complained.
It just stopped,
they complained too much. And I just completely missed out. I only got up to the second reward. I didn't get.
But I think, as I recall, it just all of a sudden stopped.
Yeah.
Because it had X many missions that would be able to do, and once that ran out, the event just ended.
Yeah.
And that was it. Nobody else could get rewards, and it was like, but there was, because people were working. Some people were just running missions to get their score higher.
Yeah.
And they just ended it for everyone.
Yeah.
So it is a common thing. It's always been the community will outstretch what DE thinks is possible.
Yeah.
And I think it's just that. Somebody went, right, I need to set a value for the anti-cheat on Steelies. What shall I put at? And someone went, no one's going to get 100. That's just crazy. 100. And it's like, oh, they've been able to achieve this in 2 hours.
So,
whoops.
So I have a question for you. Assuming that this person has received this sort of thing a few times, or at least they have been exposed to this thing happening, right?
Yeah, like we're given the benefit out that we assume that this isn't a malicious thing and they fall foul of anti-cheat. Just like we're giving the benefit out to this player that they fell foul of this, and they're doing everything within the EULA, and it's perfectly fine. I'm going to give everyone the benefit out on this one.
Yeah,
I mean, they do seem to be a very extreme player, and I'm going to totally believe them. They say they got everything honestly. So, all that 100,000 platinum and billions of credits. Yeah.
So my point to, so my question here, is, do you think? So, hypothetical. This individual has seen this sort of thing happen 5 times, right? Not necessarily had it happen to them 5 times, but they have been exposed to it either themselves or seen other people on the Reddit have that happen to them. Do you think it is good community etiquette to, for lack of political correctness, shitstir the community? So let me rephrase this. So is it good for this person to post on Reddit saying, DE, get your shit together? Isn't that what they actually said?
I don't know what's the abbreviated one. Right, so I'll read out the full description for that bit, which is, because we abbreviated it. Here's the full one. Please, DE, please, take a good look at the system that you've set up for this, because it's not even funny anymore at this point. It's just simply annoying to constantly having to deal with this, and support refusing to do anything other than copy-paste the same message to every person that sends in a ticket about it.
So
I can understand their thing, but to be honest, I do feel they are a tiny minority on this one, and maybe this value needs another look in, and maybe it'll take a few weeks before this value gets adjusted, maybe up to 1,000. Even then, I think maybe it should just. I think it's clearly obvious they're able to exceed whatever this value is set at, and let's knock it up to 1,000, and that'll be the cutoff chat, or even 500. I don't want to put it up to this value should be 100,000. I was like, no, that's too risky. There is a reason why this is existing, and it is a rare resource, and this is triggering. Fair enough. They're falling foul of it, and to be honest, it's because sorry, the last bit is
sure.
They are. If DE comes out and says, okay, we're leaving this at 100, just let you know, if you get 100, you may see a 2-week chat ban. We're not going to correct it, right? You can see your progress in mission. They could easily go, we're at 99. All right, team, let's head to extraction and reset, and they will not fall foul of it. I think it's safer to do that than to remove it up to 10,000 or something, or even 1,000, and risk people injecting into the game and causing damage.
Okay, so words we have just used, cool, thumbs up. So would you say this person should have kept it between them and DE, or do you think it's good form for them to make other players aware on platforms like Reddit?
I don't think they've done a bad job here. I don't want to say that this isn't.
I have other
open
questions.
Letter to DE.
I have other questions.
This is open letter.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. This isn't bad. This is I've seen worse things in the past, like open letter to DE. I think this is totally fine. Maybe I would change a few words in that last paragraph because I think it's very minor, and it should just be more DE. Can you explain this more than DE? It's not fair at this point. Fix it. I want to be able to do my thing. It's like they could be a bit more open, but I think it's perfectly fine. They put it on Reddit like this, and it lets other people understand, and maybe other people go, right, when I get to 90 steel essence, just to quit the mission.
Right. So my next point, we can see that this individual has 110 steelies. They have done 0% of the damage. Well, I imagine it's like a fraction. Because they have actually killed enemies. They've killed 31 enemies, whereas the key contributor has killed 18,800 enemies with melee, right? Do you remember...
Let's be fair, we all know that's a Korra.
Fair enough. Do you remember World First Lich King?
No.
So,
I remember World First Cthulhu, but not Lich King.
World First Lich King in World of Warcraft, Wrath of the Lich King, it was achieved with an exploit. Right, something to do with rogues. That's all I remember. There was like a debuff or something, and the rogues were able to exploit it. They got world first because of the exploit. It was some guild, and Blizzard took it away from them. Right?
Right.
Do you remember this? Vaguely.
I can aware that. That's probably thing. I'm gonna guess. Off the top of my head, it's a debuff, which I think debuff is a bad thing. It basically, if you get it and let it go off, it drops black sludge on the floor that then slowly expands for every time it ticks. Right. So you have to. It's like a tiny puddle to start with, but then anytime anyone stands in it, they get a tick and the puddle grows.
Right.
I think if a rogue had Cloak of Shadows, it counts as a magic effect they could remove. So if you stack your raid group with rogues, they can remove that ability from the fight. I think. I can't remember why.
That sounds something like that. But even so Blizzard deemed it an exploit. The fact that the players could recognize that they could remove this from the difficulty, like they just
from the fight,
right, and they got world first, and Blizzard removed it from them. My question here to you is, I personally consider the fact that one person has done near enough 100% of the damage, right, a exploit, right? They have done 18,800 kills. They have taken a third of the damage from the entire encounter. They've spent 1 hour and 37 minutes doing it. It is quite clearly, like, the person here is playing a Necros, right? So clearly it is a farming endeavor, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think DE So do you think DE should have to change their policy on this 100 steelies or more than 100 steelies temp trade ban if this person knew that what they were doing was to farm steelies at an incredibly fast rate? So do you see what I'm trying to get at? Like a comparison.
I thought I was until you did that last thing. I thought you were going to say because the other members of the team you don't think are doing anything, and then you swapped it at the end there, and I'm like, okay, what? Why? So on that end, because I thought that's where you were going, is that if they scrolled down and we could see abilities cast, it could be that player 1 is doing Necros, player 2 is doing a Trinity for Energy Vampire, and player 4 is doing a Rhino for Raw or Octavia for something. See, I love how I go for the older frames. I don't know the new frames as well as I should. Or maybe there's an Equinox in there or some other frame that's doing some buffing. So it could be that everyone is, even though you don't see any kills from the other players, they're still generating something to make that one player work. So as for the other players, I'm going to go benefit it out and say they're all doing something useful for the team. So it's a collaborative effort between all four.
But I'm agreeing with that.
So that was your point. Yeah, okay.
So my point is like
right at the end there. What was it? Yeah.
So my point here is I feel that this person, like, I consider this an exploit. Do you consider this an exploit? To get 110 steel essence
in one mission.
Yes. So
I'm not sure. I don't know for any of these long runs, and I'd have to compare a lot of them to see is an hour and 37 for 100 a lot, because I swear we saw that other one, which is like 3 hours, that only got 87. So I don't know if there's something specific going on here.
It was 2 hours and 12 minutes.
Was it 2 hours? Okay, so it's not that much difference between them. Is it wrong that no? This is how DE has put it into the game, and if DE comes out and says and changes it, but right, we've had problems like this in the past, and players are always going to surprise DE. Let these people have their steel essence. If it is an exploit and that's too much steel essence, put a cap on steel essence per mission. Put a limit on how many people can get in a day. Just put something like that in it if they're feeling this is too much. With steel essence, I think it's fine, because put the resource in the game first, and then let people. This is what I've said in the past. Put it in the resource first. Then if it becomes abusable, okay, we've got people with several hundred of it now. We now can then give out the rewards we want, and we start to we alter limitations on it. But they need, the thing is, D's too slow on this. Is that they should have looked over the first few days, and if they realise this, they're like, okay, we're putting a temporary cap. You can't earn more than 10 steel essence in a day or something in a 24-hour period. Or maybe they should have started with these things and then ease them over time. As for now, cat's out of the bag. Some people apparently have several hundred. I imagine there's people with thousands of steel essence by this point using similar tactics. It's allowed in the game. I don't see what, especially the fact that they haven't. It's things like Cora, which do all the bajillions of damage and get all these kills. Either if you're not going to fix that, there's no problem here. So until that's fixed, which is how they're actually able to achieve this, which they were much quicker in the past on these things. They just don't seem to want to, which is really weird. I remember when they were doing the mag pull through the wall strategy, and there was the 3 Excaliburs doing radial javelins, and that went through walls and things. And that was just locked down, and people went mental over it. But D doesn't seem to want to touch the Cora thing. I mean, they nerfed the Zoris rather than nerfing Cora on this. So they clearly like it. Must be making money through ribbon trading is the only thing I can guess.
Not to go down that rabbit hole, but at least not in this episode. My question to you is, right, so you're fine with them allowing this, right?
Yep.
Do you think it's DE's responsibility to then change this 100 limit? Do you think they should enable players to do this more or further?
It's up to DE to decide what they want as what they want steelies to be and how many they expect us to obtain. That's the goal. And I do feel, from looking at just general play, getting 100 steel essence is a lot and more than what was probably expected for the system. Obviously, because they've fallen foul of this auto limit auto cheat system, whatever. So I think DE need to assess that, and either they need to put a cap on it if they want it to be. If they don't want to, then they should allow it. But they need to. The thing is, this is new content, and they need to be quick on this and make decisions and just stick to them. not just leave it and then decide, oh well, we've ruined this. Let's not put anything because we let a few people early on gain thousands of it. We're now gonna not put. We're just gonna ignore Steel Essence now, and that resource doesn't get anything new on it.
But so just to clarify, my question is, right?
Yeah.
Is the stance of no, we're leaving the 100 per hour, 100 per day, per mission, whatever. We're leaving that restriction there. If you go beyond it, then you're going to get a 2-week temporary ban on Treasure Trap.
If they're going to leave that in, then they need to be honest and put out a statement saying this is how it's going to be.
Right. Okay. Otherwise, yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Otherwise, people will proud of it. Let people know there's nothing wrong with what's the term? Transparency over the issue. If there is, this is clearly triggering something which D didn't expect us to trigger.
Yeah.
Be open with it and say, yeah, that's part of our anti-cheat. If you get 100 mission, it's triggering it. We're not going to change it. Please be aware. We do consider this a obscene amount for one mission. Please be careful. If you obtain 90 or a high, they can even just be vague and say, if you obtain a very high value, near 100, you may fall foul of the system. Just be aware.
I would actually like them to also state instances where this anti-cheat system has been needed. So, like, we've had it where people have attempted to give themselves 100,000 platinum and stuff like that. This is just generic in it. Just say that this system is put in place so that we're able to quickly protect the economies of the game from players who are able to produce rare resources through injection systems or other within very small periods of time. Cool. Right. Let's move on to the replies.
Yeah. Cool. DE. Here, buy our boosters, spec your dropcat, and run our grindy game. Also, D, we banned you because of all that made you too good. Oh, and yes, let's not forget that if you scammed with Plat, your account gets banned until you pay the ransom for it. Yeah, I mean, the fact that they give you boosters, the Kavat, I never liked the fact that Kavat, they went, oh, let's put in a luck cat that makes you more drops. Right, you are aware of the implications of this. What? Implications? So...
look at the mewing that the community did with the whole Kavat, Hydroid, Necros. Was Cora? I think Cora was involved as well. The holy quadrinity of farming stuff, and then when they made it so that the Kavat and Cora didn't stack, community kicked off and then they undid it.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure.
I think I'm worried that I'm worried that they've not got much backbone anymore, and they're just going to bail on anything that gives the community want for their abusing the game, and people are just going to abuse the game to that degree. Oh well, moving on. Next one. Okay, there's more and more reports of this happening. It was annoying, but what?
Universal vacuum.
Oh well, yeah. Well, that's the other way where people keep fighting for something, but this is, if you took anything away from people. Okay, there's more and more reports of this happening. It was annoying, but semi-understandable with 3+ hour runs, but 1.5 hours? We routinely do runs that long in normal mode. Not even farming anything, just for fun. So this is getting worrying at this point. That's a fair point. Let's make it that to pick up Steel Essence, you have to actually push E to pick them up. There you go. So you can, when you get like 90...
What's the name of the damn thing?
Iron Stars.
Yeah.
That way you can do your 7-hour run, and it's up to you if you pick up too many. Just read the patch notes for Nyros release and they include this line: fix an issue with protective measures in the steel path mode being unoptimized. Any accounts impacted have been cleared for trading.
There you go. Problem solved. And they say it's unoptimized. So unoptimized, I think they never intended for people to get to that value, and people are. Yeah. Wow, there you go. Hopefully this is related to your issue, and that would mean your ban is lifted. Please tell us if once you can log in, you log in to check. No. Last one. Since games are player-hosted cheating to get resources is fairly... Since games are player-hosted, cheating to get more resources is fairly easy. There needs to be a comment in there. This poorly thought-out system is their fix to such cheaters. It's a bad solution to a problem that shouldn't exist in the first place. If games were hosted on dedicated servers, the loots would be generated on the server directly and everything would be fine. Sure, go pay for the servers then. Have fun.
Yeah. So Warframe's gotten to this point, and it was a small indie title really to begin with, because it worked on their system and they've expanded from there. We all want servers, but if you want servers, the thing that needs to be, if I was to put servers for anything, Conclave and Lunaro is what I would say. Or Conclave and Lunaro are where you put servers in, because those needs to be a fair playing field, and they're just not, because people don't. Yeah,
agreed.
As for normal games, oh look, I think it's a perfectly fine system. Obviously, wasn't aware it's there, but it stops someone gaining bajillions of resources. Seems perfectly fine to me. I can't have it all, and if I do hope this person asking for these dedicated servers is buying every Prime access.
Yeah,
because if you want these servers to exist, someone has to foot the bill for them.
Yeah.
You can't just play the game for free and go, yeah, where's our dedicated servers? They're expensive. Look at Destiny 2. From my understanding, they're taking away whole sleuths of the game because it's too big, which I assume can only be because of server issues, because that is hosted on servers. So which do you want?
Is it? No, the PvP's on peer-to-peer. That was it.
I think all of it. What's peer-to-peer?
The PvP is peer-to-peer, right?
On Destiny?
Yes. Yeah. So when it went free to play, the PvP had peer-to-peer installed on the things, and people have been able to abuse this because they find out if they're the host or not, and if they are, they can. It's called traffic shape, so they can traffic shape what amount of information can go to what player, and as a result, they can instill rubber banding and things like this. It was very similar to how you can manipulate the data in the Division 1 in the PvP mode, because you could just basically tell the server, no, I'm actually over here. No, I'm over here. No, I'm over here. And that's how we had that one bastard run us down at the same speed as us with a bloody knife. You remember that? It's the reason why we stopped.
Yeah. Oh, well, but there we are. So, yeah, I mean, I'm talking privilege. I have been able to afford, I know not everyone can, I've bought every single Prime Access because I want to support the game since I've been able to buy them. So, I mean, I would love to see dedicated servers as well, but if anything, I would say the PvP needs them first. And we're never going to get them from the real game. As a fix, I think this is perfectly fine. This is a good system. It stops it going, hey, you've gotten 10,000 Orokin cells in an hour. Yeah. That's not right. That kind of thing. So I think
anyone that does any form of network communication knows that there's no way to fucking prevent this. I mean, maybe you could say, okay, here is a server dedicated to handing out rewards and things, but you could still trick it. You could just say, hey, server, I just did 3 hours in a survival mission. Give me my rewards. And then the server's like, just, you have to have the data validation in there somewhere, and no matter what, you can always fucking break it. So
right, that's it for the topic. I think DE have fixed the issue already, so there we go, and they've optimized the thing. Cool. I think the person to put this response out is perfectly fine. It lets people know. Maybe some other people avoided this trap because of it, and DE didn't have fixed their accounts. Maybe would have changed just a few words in their last thing. Maybe you can say I'm being too much of a Care Bear over it, but I think maybe they could have tweaked their little response a little bit nicer at the end there. But these things get to you. Do check every social media profile method of Warframe. They're looking at Twitter, they are looking at Reddit, they are looking at the forums. So just be a bit more honest and nice. I think it's fine though. I think it's not that bad a situation.
Mm-hmm. Right. Memes.
Cool. Okay. So we are on to memes. These are all from the Meme Frame subreddit. Links will be in the description. Do go check them out. There's a lot of hardworking people producing some powerful memes for everyone.
I have to actually open this now. I forgot. Hold on. Oh, these aren't actually links in the MDRLOz.
What? Oh, because I didn't push enter on them.
Yeah, hold on. I need to... right, because I can't see them anymore because the window's so small and tiny. So you could read the numbers. You put the time down.
Oh, good call. Good call.
We are doing memes. Yeah, I gotta put the time down. Right, okay. So I'm gonna hit the first meme. Right.
Yep. Number 1.
Meme up. Meme up, Loz. Meme up.
So meme number 1. Yes, right, memes. First meme. You ever think about that? Now you do. My converted lich helping me on Kuva survival. Kuva soldiers who thought he died while fighting Tenno.
Wait, what?
So the top one is my converted lich helping me on a Kuva mission. You know, when the lich turns up to help you.
Yeah.
And then the bottom one is, let's say, a Grineer Kuva soldier who thought that lich died while fighting Tenno. It's like, you're not dead? Why are you helping the Tenno? That face is amazing. There you go. It's like, yep, now you're going to think about that.
What is this even from?
Tenno. Meme number 2. Who is it going to be?
I need to hit the thing.
D will allow NSFW artists to join our new creator program. That one R34 artist. I was shocked by this. I was like, is this true? Let me check with Xeno first. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Is this a JoJo reference?
As a JoJo reference. There was another one which was Tom and Jerry. I was like, I'll give Xeno the JoJo reference.
You gotta give me a JoJo reference. I can't.
Right,
not
number
have
3.
A JoJo reference.
I'm loving Titania Prime. They fly now. They fly now.
Oh.
The memeing of the sequel trilogy is all it is good for. There we go. Despite the fact that jetpacks have been in Star Wars for years. Moving on to number 4.
I refuse to acknowledge that film. I haven't even seen it. I refuse to acknowledge it. Stop
oh God, no!
childhood. What?
When you find a good weapon you like that has a good Riven disposition, but Grind Hard Squad makes a video the next day with the title "This weapon is the meta right now." You're like, no, but it's the disposition. No.
I kind of wish this was the animated one where the sweat's just literally pouring down his face.
Yeah, I should have on the website, and it is just a still image. But yeah, you know, yeah. Can I do GIFs?
We can sort it out. Like we've got a GIF for the community shoutouts, and yeah, we can make it.
But
happen.
if I just put the GIFs in and you push your button, would that work?
I'd have to make sure that it's not an image type. It would have to be. We can sort it out. It's fine.
Okay.
Right.
Number 5.
Yep. Okay.
Shut. Nora. Hold up. Detect it. Shut.
I'm not gonna lie. There's a number of Nora's quotes, and I'm like, can we just not today? Can we just skip today? Can we have a skip day? You know. Like I'm tired of trying to translate what the hell you're on about. I don't get it. Right, and then the last one.
And number 6, final me for Xeno. Me and Prime Access be like, there's me, happy dog, sitting on the chair. Oh yeah, what's this? Time for some food. Got my Dominoes, my Nezha Prime. Oh yeah, next Prime Access Nezha Prime. Here we go, and we open an Aros Prime. Not very happy. Racetrack signed Anna? No. Panthera Prime? No.
Wait, what the hell?
So, thought it was pizza?
Yeah. It's
big
just salad.
No. Don't care that you got racetrack signed Anna Prime.
This dog. Best dog.
Best dog.
But like,
he's wearing a little hoodie.
Why? Well, yeah, I mean, obviously he has to wear a hoodie. But like, why Nezha Prime?
I think, but there seems to be a lot of people waiting for Nezha Prime. I think people really.
I'm totally waiting for Nezha Prime, but like, Wukong would have been before Nezha. Yeah, in the release order, it was Wukong before Nezha.
Yes, I guess.
Because Wukong was the first one that required you to research him with Nitane, and then you had to build him with Nitane. And then Nezha came out on the sortie system, and you had to build Nezha on Nitane. And I'm like, you know what? That's enough, Nitane. Buy Nezha.
So you're saying Wukong should have come first?
Yeah, Wukong should be before. But Aniros is. So I'm not entirely sure why Nezha
Xeno,
is what.
Xeno,
what?
We have Wukong Prime.
I completely forgot about that.
There's a picture of him.
Shut up.
I hope everyone at home was also like, has Xeno gone back in time? Has Xeno not remembered like a whole Prime Access or something? Like that's Wukong Prime. Wukong Prime was released alongside the Zooj Prime and the Condi Prime. Release date July 6th, 2019.
July 6th, 2019.
critical error has been found. Your Xeno has stopped responding.
Yeah. This Xeno has performed an illegal operation. Please shut down and restart. Wow, I do not remember Wukong Prime at all. Hold on. Sorry. Everyone go skip this part while I fudge it and go to the community shoutouts. Sorry, I'm confused.
I know, I was like sitting here thinking, like, he was like, oh, but why are they working for Nezha Prime? I want Ezra Prime, but we should have got Wukong Prime first. And there's me like, we have Wukong Prime. Am I like in a different universe? Let me just check Wiki. I'm like, did I fall into a different universe? I'm like, no, we've got Wukong
So
Prime.
wait. We had Wukong Prime. Then who was the next female frame?
Let's have a look.
Was it Zephyr? No, it wasn't Zephyr. My brain. Oh my god, my brain.
Yeah, I remember those days. I used to know I used to record the data on the different primes and have the dates between them.
This has ruined everything.
My day is ruined. It's all sad. Right, so where do you want to know? Wukong Prime, yeah?
Who was before Titania?
Prime?
No, normal. Was it Mace?
So before Titania was the Nyros.
No. Yeah, female.
Nezha, Avara.
Yes, we had Avara, then Titania.
So we had Avara, Titania, yeah.
Then
the next would be Octavia. Finally.
Wait. So Avara. But wait, didn't we have?
I've got the release list.
Hold on.
Okay, everyone.
Didn't Avara came out?
3rd of March. Sorry, 12th of March, 2015.
Didn't Avara come out
Update
after 18. Nezha?
No. So Ivara came out in Update 18.
Yeah.
12th of March, 20. Oh, sorry. 3rd of. Oh, sorry. I got this. Sorry. So, Americans, do you know how dates work? Sorry. So Ivara came out on the 3rd of December, 2015. Nezha came out on the 16th of December, 2015. Ivara was Update 18. Nezha was Update 18.1.
But we've skipped Nezha and gone straight to a Nyros.
Yes, that's part of the joke. Because Nezha
my brain
should be next.
My brain has entirely melted, and I feel cheated. I am now entirely on board with the dog.
Right. So we should replace the Star Me with Star Xeno. There we go.
Clearly. Okay,
let's go to some community shoutouts. Show me some artwork that won't be confusing.
My poor brain.
It'll make me feel amazing things.
My poor brain. How did I forget that? Have you written down the time?
I will now. Good
right.
job you keep remembering to tell me to do this.
Okay. So have you got it open in front of you?
Yeah.
So the first community shout out is this lovely piece by Finn of Master Tisanai.
That is awesome.
Yep. To get this up in front of me. Cool.
Sorry, that Kavat looks like he's got the mustache. He's still cute. Sorry, dog. Moving on.
Second community shout out is Avara by Crows Putin. Like, yeah, I'm not entirely sure by that name, but that Avara is awesome.
Love that.
Yep. The third community...
I love the action shot on top of the tripwire. It's kind of cool.
The third community shout out is Shinobi Boys by Joriel Ming.
Ooh.
You know, I actually really super appreciate Avara because she could actually use abilities on zip lines. Yeah. Unlike some Shinobi Boys. Right. Still a lovely piece. The fourth community shout out is Protea by Jay Bolton. I'm not entirely sure how you pronounce that last name.
Daily Sketch.
Yeah.
Daily Sketch.
It's a doodle. It's just a sketch. It's just a doodle.
Daily No artistic talent to speak of. I know the grenades can float or something, but I like the David Bowie Labyrinth crystal ball juggling thing. You know what I mean? That is pretty cool.
I'm assuming you have seen Labyrinth.
Quite at times, quiet time for you.
Okay, cool. Right. The 5th community shout out, and I've actually got it animated here on screen for everyone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Woo.
Is this lovely Nova Dance by Graveyard 8. And yeah, I thought this was cute and adorable.
Indeed.
And looped really well, so I had to put this up here. Right. Loz is loving this. Right.
I'm loving it.
The 6th community shout out. Oh god damn it. Shortcuts don't work if I click on thing. Right, the 6th community shout out is this amazing Nidus. It's like a chibi Nidus by Dasa Creations.
Is it hands on hips or fists on hips or something?
That's the hard thing. I can't easily see where the arms are.
Yeah,
I definitely can't see them on this. I need to like get it all the big right. The left arm is up here. The right arm, I think, is down the side.
But it's almost like I don't know if it's supposed to be on hands on hips or like reaching for something behind its back. It's a bit weird, but it's a lovely piece of art. But I do feel it's a bit lost on that. I can't quite work.
I kind of feel that the pink special effect is too distracting. It's making it
it looks like he's surrounded by jello or gelatin in a gelatin blob. It's like it's too overpowering. But not that I can produce anything of quality. It's a really piece of art. It's just that it just becomes a bit strange because I'm like, what's going on here? Because because I can't work out where the arms are, I then can't work out where the shoulders are, and where I think the left arm meets the shoulder looks lower on the right side than where I thought the left was.
No, I think the thing behind it is actually one of the tentacles from the infestation on the floor. So if you look on the on the right hand side of the image, not his right side, the right hand side of the image, you will see that it's got this like pink.
No, I know that's a tentacle. No, it's the arms though, right? It looks almost like it's doing right. So can you see me on camera? So its left arm looks like it's like here.
Yeah.
And then the right arm is lower and it's like down there.
Yeah.
Like that, and it's just like, I assume.
Oh, it is it does look like a shoulder.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Quite
is that a maggot? Is that a maggot climbing on him? Oh, it's no. The right shoulder, because it looks like there's one on the left as well. It's really hard to tell.
It's a lovely piece of art, but I feel that it's just got a bit lost in there with the effect over the top. But still, it's an amazing piece of art.
Love it. Still. Right. So that's it for the community shout-outs. I'm going to turn that off. And now let us end the episode.
I'm sorry, here's the you never really scroll down. Oh, so thanks, Ajis.
Oh, he's reading a tweet.
I literally did nothing. Thank you, Phil. You fail again, Xeno.
I didn't know. I swear I looked before. No, actually, what's it called? Thalian, Nick Evans, and I looked at the thing. We couldn't find any shortcuts for the emojis, so I just thought that they weren't there. It's your fault. You just read my brain. Right.
I'm gonna tweet.
Are you ready?
I was gonna say while recording 10 o'clock. Xeno. God, it's a shame that they skip an Iros for Nezha, but God, why are they skipping Wukong?
Oh, God.
Xeno, we've had Wukong since July last year.
Shut up.
What?
Right. Don't want to be a meme. Right. Are you ready for my quote?
Yep.
Cool. We watched as the bombs shattered the second plague star into a million pieces of ice and infested rock that burned harmlessly in our atmosphere and lit up the sky for an hour. Still, we were left with the devastation of the first. The infestation reached as far as Cetus and Ironwake. It contaminated farms and towns, forests and strongholds. But the infestation receded. The spread hit Eurasia and E Prime too. Millions were lost, and countless more left homeless. But the infestation receded. Civilizations fall, but they are rebuilt. And Tenno die, but they are remembered. We honor them with every brick we lay, with every meat slab we carve, with every child we comfort, and teach to rejoice in what we have been re-given, our planet, our home. So now, let us begin.
Old or new?
Let me just get the IMDb. Old.
Genre? Sci-fi. Is it zombies?
It's action, drama, romance. There's sci-fi elements in it, I can tell you that.
Is there aliens in it?
No.
I'm trying to work out what it is. So it sounds like they attacked something and it's broke, but then it broke into bits, and then that still was dangerous or infected things.
No. There's two of them, right? One of them they broke, the other one they didn't.
But it wasn't like an asteroid or something, because it's got infective abilities. They broke one of them, but there's another one that's still able to continue on doing something. Is it what?
You're actually really close, right? You're focusing too much on the infestation.
Okay.
I can tell you there were two of these movies that came out like side by side. One of them was good. The other one was a travesty.
Are we talking about Armageddon or something?
Close.
Deep Impact?
Yeah.
Is that the travesty one?
Yeah.
And is this the travesty one?
Yeah.
It's the infestation thing that got me. A really good quote.
Yeah.
It's like, I was focusing so much on that.
So
Let's make that movie. But it was just they blew up on the asteroid, but the other one still.
So we watched as the bomb shattered the second comet into a million pieces of ice and rock that burned harmlessly into the atmosphere and lit up the sky for hours. We still were left with devastation of the first. The waters reached as far inland as Ohio and Tennessee valleys. It washed away farms and towns, forests and skyscrapers, but the water receded. The wave hit Europe and Africa too. Millions were lost. The countless more left homeless. La 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 la. You get the rest of it.
Yeah,
So,
that was a good quote. I love that you got the infested angle in there. Completely threw me off. It was good. Definitely like it. Good. Right, let's end this episode. So it dragged on a bit because of our own personal failings and Discord issues. We didn't mean it to be this long, but we're dragging up in time. Next week, we're going to obviously play it up and we will be swapping it up because I feel maybe we'll focus on the topic more because I feel it takes too long to get that far into it. But we'll still do all the sections. We're just going to jumble up, see what people think.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
You going to read out any of the names?
What, these lovely people names?
Yeah.